Since the colonial days, the Kiang West, we always buy candles and other facilities, but not the electricity.
Kurango, ntolma sot nunjang, kabiring tuabo la time for independence sota, sangita lulning maybe nan ma fonda, wala sangita lulning fe ma fonda bi.
Antun be luta indi bolo kono, anim problemo anim bata ma kurang soto. Development man wara han biring masa konda fulon kay to tuta ko mal doron kiya wala mun na problème mot kay mo be banko be nyaabe wala na to ko mo kay banko be nyaabe
nana man benefit courant la nana man courant experience ninga mba experience fana auto salon ka fundle ida ngata jarasuma wala ngata area kotonto Utumolenga kurang la na falong, bantole ya kurang la na falong, na balu nukuma sirap kumare.
My name is Nani Juara, the Managing Director, NAWEC. We are the service provider for water and electricity at utility scale. We are responsible for the production, transmission and distribution of electricity in this country. We are also responsible for water production, distribution, transmission and distribution, and likewise sewerage services for some part of the Greater Banjul area, mainly Banjul and the hotel areas within KM area.
Because since President of the Jawara's region, we never benefit from any development. So Jawara goes, Jammeh comes. So even Jammeh too, because we say no to Jammeh. The Kiang West people say no to Jammeh. But if you, national development doesn't encounter that, because national development, we pay our tax. If you pay your tax, it should come back to you again. But Jammeh said, no, you will pay your tax, but I will give it to others because you say no to President Jammeh or no to APRC. So definitely, we are definitely neglected for the past even 60 or 100 years, because since the colonials, we never benefit from any development in this area.
Sanji Mwani Fula Albe Balandi Albe Kelola Wo Kelo Wole Akendi Al Mankuran Soro Gambia Be Kuran Soro Albe Nomni Mankuran
At night, if you want to go just 10-15 meters, it's a big challenge to you. You can suffer from the snake bite, and also a lot of things that can affect you during night. So that's why people always stay in one place because of darkness.
In terms of
health care, I will take example, the previous regime. If you go to the hospitals, they have generators for standby generators. They only have generators. But sometimes, if you go to the hospital, they will tell you to go and buy a candle from the shop. Then they attend you because there's no electricity. There's no
Electrano bejane, bari amantano because of mena amantano, kurang mantaraje, machine lo yang terjang, pur moli etes machine mena kurang dia mensi machine sambalo, wait na koi mandano jang. Tumando akakoli abage purga electrano found upgrade ke sambanyato akakoli because kurang dije. Sola le mutuno ne sola keje astano tumando atano.
I remember when I was a young child coming from a village. We didn't have electricity until late the 2000 and something. Before then, when we were going to school, we were using candle, and that itself was a privilege. We were initially using kerosene lamps to study. Only the privileged few had the opportunity even to use candles.
Kan kunu uraona na mansoto ja. Mbedi bolo kono gisma ni aje ngami ngasa. Ndefo nga gisma boni ko mon kana dia. Sunkaro kon galaso nkawa. Ngawa 20 da sele kan mbata janne mala finna mole galaso sandaja.
My government rejects discrimination, and it is a government for all Gambians, all regions, all districts, and all communities. In consequence, we will continue to reach out to all marginalized and disadvantaged communities as we progress with our development endeavor. Kelo 2016 ale falindro ke Gambia kono
on bari weste to bari change Gambia
2017 nata jang
2017 wari gay
kumbobe ke da kuran kuoleti
yimbe kuli no kulle kuran
yalla hadama dingo ka kiliyale
ani domi alama o hira toy goddo
Gambia be kuran so fokiya
Gambia ko e kuran so na kiya
ale kuran ko nyininka
on lande kulle kuran
ni momo diamu da si kuran ko
ka ali kala de imiya kulle kuran
nga faale ko ka fago fatinde baluri janni nañi sanni lulobe banna be kiyangona be kuran wona dal kiyam
o yo fala on do yo dum do kasa mi do wuri cheikh na jabi mi adana ko
great achievement, because the Kiang people over 52 years, no one ever expect that they will have an electricity. But thank God, with the help of His Excellency the President Adama Barrow, he promised and he did it. So it's a very big achievement to his politics, to his government.
tey day am sant yàlla gu mag guñ am boo xam ne àdduna yëpp ci gis seen bopp ci li gën a dund bokk ci dund doomu aadama li koy dimbale bokk na ci mbiri courant ndax doomu aadama bi mënta dund bu baax mukk te courant am doyut ak ndox te yooyu yëpp gis nañ ne Adama am na ci intérêt trop pour jàppale tey ñu war a ñëw fii ci Kiang pour jéem a ubbi buntu boo xam ne Gambie yëpp dañu gis seen bopp ci courant bi.
Assalamualaikum warahmatullah. Assalamualaikum warahmatullah.
When we request from the president for the past 2-3 years, he promised that electricity and road network will be available for Kiang West, for Kiang people, not Kiang West, but entire region. So that's why we are definitely associated, and we will not have achieved our objectives today without the support and attention. We are definitely proud to be associated with the president and his government.
NAWEC and government are doing everything possible to make sure we reach out to all communities that are not yet served, to ensure that they have access to this life-changing commodity. To me, it's a life-changing commodity, and we all need it.
From Kiang Central to Kiang West, more than 1,000 households who have benefited from this electricity project. We never even think that we will have electricity. But now we thank God the Almighty Allah that the President Barrow gave us electricity. Now you can go even, because if you look at Kiang West, the minimum distance from two villages is 8 kilometers. But now you can walk from village to village, a distance of more than even 10-15 kilometers. You will not even afraid. You will not even think of something bad, something will run to you.
Ngalo munya tadi me alongo asimola baluo sambalo ila fitala nyamen class dingilo dala stan saba so bi alda malka afi nyoma dala silulu dala simwali lulu troko mwali lulu wadino la lonchila so wala dina gonna baluo le falinta ala masayato.
But when electricity came to those communities, we have seen the difference. Kids have now the opportunity to be able to use electricity to study. The schools have electricity now. They can, the labs that are at school, they can use electricity to make sure that kids are also introduced to new technologies. The health facilities around, in communities where there were no electricity in the past, today if you go there, you see a huge difference. The nurses are no more frustrated using mobile phones during deliveries. The drugs that are stored in those health facilities are properly now being kept. The vaccines are properly kept because there's a cooling system.
But ground on the wanyama say masingo masini arbango askeno armanu bala ka armanu test kala jado kono test le plan say asano jele ka lo le plan do le plan la yirwa bunda de melango umundra bunana dahad
masakunda mbota ja ko ndai banko mantaraya kurangata futala ya nata adandi kallaki akonto lot la di bolo kono fonga fa barate ala forol ke memba ala bulate molo arabe dunia dawda an ko bi kuina lampo malta.
So the use of electricity cannot be overemphasized. All what I can say is it's a requirement for our daily living. It's no more a privilege for anybody. It's a necessity now. It has to do with everything that we do. Electricity is important for all our domestic uses. One, it provides cooling for us in our homes. Electricity is essential for our health facilities, a necessity for our schools.
Dinulu nkadewu ye menna sai obodale boskara mujama bi sai e library sutule dinu salo kramuto yesi krambu kon ye buko men diata yata ya study faye asata ko kandiya sante kunna wala mfama man kandiya sulubi wala malu solo sulubi ote kunna sai ko teki ibda krambu kono ye krambu moyele ye lampo mala ile fta buko men ye wota ye buko yin etani wala yawa aussi on est aussi sorte donc rosa mbayi la ngonna dinu la krambu munda si la ka sanu nya
Ayen konya be musoli munna Allah kedele ba irwani tesito ila na ga kali ni ka banko bolo ngabali kata masoto na mi da nyojuro mala nyojuro la le jinko kan sawo nyi maso enta da ni jann nyi ku boni ndel ko ja
anu nyol fanan ka sama sade kata to ko ni maso be sado yani ba paso ni ta ba ti sa
bari masuna na jawo ndahandi afel sa nde futo do mala me mono minna nte nyoko cila nyo surante nyoko cite alhamdulillah mar ni wa ko alme kala nyata takku ngelo kay ko da hade fa sewo kan tel ka bata mun tel ka bo faroto ka ko boke ngana ka turoke nga nyo suran ka ko ci bar sawa be bota afelenti be futo ni nyela do mala mu kat nyoko ci Allah
Tafal tula salaba kambali malang ko keba kona malula
babbe sami do nyum alaton yi balate mi alon ko kurango be nakan ninga nyaw soton sa mabono ninga mabo nim fano ko hanis tilifula sa finden naeta kata wafi
nim frijo be bulu kurango be bulu ko nim frijo be bulu ko no isi fenjema mabono ko na system no fo watla inina dimbal ba demanding tumondo e ka few men bonni kata fendo sang ni nyimbe bulu tilsa ko no ete o fengo sanno la ibo ga dimbal balu dolti wala dinan ko na balu wala falinda
sainteng alala noto wo kairo falenta futata kiyam
comme mon kolu ni fato mente wala mu kuram wala mu silo wal bebe ki kan bantol o mo alata ndubati sai ka jisumami nga jisumami
parce que kuranga ñi anemo watantol nangi sato to biri ya mala bi kontano men be nabi kata ngay nemo men so do jul do lata e se firi yo sam ya isike ge ya wafi yedi ngol la karam ye kurango ya fixi la bun kon ye fana kyabala ku jama me ya lon ko men na fa warta kurango nta be fono la ndol kontante nyamen kontano nta be dandula fono la katum birin tol ma wulu fom tol be men ko ma wulu tol lens sa banko na man kurango solo.
For the first time in the history of Adam.
For the first time history, President Barrow.
Kiam fana bita kaspa osana.
Kiam nabi kandidat solo kaspa.
Oto gamera nadan tawo dam manela.
O sisa kono ndani.
Sanji muwanni, sanji talulu nimbi.
Nubi tapali yoy hakuna mhan.
Ninki yang gol ya nyimma sa tabol beke example Adam Barrow lebe first time.
Kon kiam nabe kon bati example la metato. Ko Adam Barrow jetta ta for.
Ndata nya mol be free yosa pour ne business fe wona di jam me ala mo nyana katambi tilkina nya be tinyala na mo asa ni awa na mo ka ka free.
To have quality of life, there is a need to have access to electricity, and for countries that are developing, modernizing, there is no way if your energy sector is not developed. Without power, the economy will never grow. We have seen economies that are really growing very fast. It is because they have stable electricity and water supply. So the use cannot be overemphasized.
Biri kurang bi tay yakar na ne fokk na ne kurang Kiang ñomé kurang bay ñom dudu ñanati kurang ndax tay fi la ñoo taalé lamp bi gis na Gambie yépp dinañ jot li nga xamne mom lañ jot lañ soxla ci kurang bi amuñ lu moy sant Adama Barrow amuñ lu may gërëm ko te ñaanal ko yalla ndax li suñu time yokkute Gambia ñepp ñu ci gis seen bop.
When I go to the village now, I'm from Wuli. When I go back home now, I am as comfortable as if I am living in my home at Bruceway, because there's electricity, and it doesn't matter whether it's very hot or not, I still have a fridge that I can have a cold water to drink from, just like as if I'm living within the GBA. So obviously, it's a life changer for all communities. So we will endeavor with the support of government and our donors to make sure access would not be a problem going forward in this country. We make sure that we extend power to the people to change their lives.
Ay baluo sifa men nati molkan asiata le mota kontenola. Bari natare be fenkela moy fenke moy mu yalon kan nafa be danna dambanne kam. Bari natare be nafa le kala mu yalon ko ite fambe bola dunia do be say gay bo dunia mo nafa be laring woto ko wo nafa la hay mo nyi ala dron ne yalla. Me ya kadron ka fo la ko inumbara abaraka alamu alayejo.
So wala na president Barrow nsafa ko abaraka ala ba sutura ala ba tankala na alma menaja kata be ay banko bere dema kan maji ko nyimbeten atala idwa men banko bere kan
ba flela Adam Barrow mansal di me alon ko abe do ko la mo be nya ba do ko la ay silol do ko le ay kurangol ke dulal to anda be la jamal do ko kanda do ko nyo ka kata nya to do me be plala na do ko
akabe kurang sama nan Kiang bango kan
o yo ada kurang lady Kiang
woni mbitemo
den jande ha han
hakle be Kiang kan
hakle president moy Kiang
ada be Kiang ne kurang goto
ko makko e kula kurang Kiang
anani yo bala
en ande makko en
fon frere bitlo la
ha nan men jottido woni operation lamba men jotti man
buntu bu ne rek gis nañ na Gambia wax deug yalla mu ngi démé niñ ko bëggé te tay gis nañ ci mag bi ci affaire yi yoon développement yi nga xam ne yàlla def na ko si ñoom mboolem route boo xam nekk na biir Kiang tey président tudd na ko pour liggéey ko te loolu yaakaar naa ne boo jotam pare na
oɗo nga laahi ɗole ta Kiang golelu bi nga wallahi ɗo naata wala timmande bi
Congratulations to the contractors KEI and Voyant to have completed this project in time. Despite the COVID-19 pandemic that is raging and has upset the whole world. This underlines the very clear solidarity of India with the Gambia. We are not only fighting for lives, we are also fighting for livelihood.
Thank you, all of you, for the unwavering enthusiasm and support for the timely completion of this critical project. It was the NAWEC sense of purpose, the time and energy and focus that I saw during the execution phase that convinced me that this was a special group of leaders' commitment to the ideals for the ultimate objective of this expansion project is to provide a reliable and robust distribution network with maximum reach.
Well, the project implementation started in 2017. To be honest, we had the support of the Minister of Finance, we had the support of the Office of the President, and the biggest support was coming from our own ministry, which is the Minister of Energy. Our minister, not necessarily only from Kiang, but also being the minister who has a passion to ensure that the energy sector moves to another level, has been behind us, supported us all through the implementation of this project, both morally and also technical advice, because he himself is a technocrat. And he has been in the system, and he has been in the energy sector for the longest time. And he was aware of all the activities that we are doing before. And he being the minister, he has given us all the considerable support that we needed from him. And we are grateful to all of them.
India has been a steadfast partner of the Gambia in development. It is by no means a coincidence that the pillars of development are water, light, education and health. And India has been a close partner of the Gambia in all four of these projects. With our contribution to NAWEC in the water project, and this electrification project, India is addressing the needs of grassroots development and is proud to work alongside the government of the Gambia.
We will support all genuine investments and projects designed to serve the interests of the people. Ladies and gentlemen, I extend sincere thanks and gratitude to the government of the Republic of India for providing the funds for this project through Exim Bank of India. I also thank the Exim Bank of India, the contractor KEI, and the consultant Voyant Solutions for the timely execution of the project, despite the challenges that had been tackled, including COVID-19. In the same spirit, we commend the Ministry of Petroleum and Energy, the Ministry of Finance and Economic Affairs, and NAWEC for the effective and successful implementation of the project.
The Kiang electrification is part of the larger electricity expansion project that was financed by the Exim Bank of India to the tune of about $22.5 million. If you convert that into dollars, it's about 1,150 million Gambian dollars. So this covers a number of communities, both within the Greater Banjul area and also Kiang. The total number of communities covered is about 77 communities. Out of these 77, 14 communities are from Kiang and 63 are from the Greater Banjul area. So this covers communities in the Combo East, Combo North, and also Combo South. So we have a number of communities that are covered currently. So Kiang is already connected. Those communities that are also within the GBA, the commissioning of all the transformers have been done. Will soon start the numbering of the poles and start taking applications for their connections as well. And this will be very soon.
This project, supported by India, will transform lives of people in this region, and this will be the best gift and thanks we can receive. Congratulations on your inauguration, and we look forward to a flourishing year and all the year ahead.
Kiam meng expect President Adama Barrow nata, I promise menna, I promise on you fulfill, and num bimbo luna nyin kono, pro kaje ko I promise menna, wole futata slam pro ka light nyin dila, woto fenna mu ya lonka embele kontan wo ko nyin kono. Kajo inauguration on President Barrow from Bulo ye wuli a fang ye switch box on you ka put on Kiambe
The Gambia National Petroleum Corporation is the country's national oil company. For the past 17 years, GNPC has continued to deliver excellent services to all Gambians, from individuals to corporate clients. At GNPC, you are guaranteed the best quality fuel in the Gambia. Visit our stations and stop by our auto spare parts store, where you can find petroleum and lubricant products, wiper blades, and many more. All these provided without delay. With 10 service stations located throughout the country and still counting, GNPC gives you the best customer service anywhere, anytime. Think fuel, think GNPC Gambia. It is now time to take ownership of what we own. GNPC, Nyokomom, the Gambia, our homeland.
Leaders, especially the former regime, is a dictator. He's a dictator. When I say this, is this. But Barrow say no. He will listen to people. If you tell me good, he will look for it and he will emphasize on that. So this is a very, at the same time, Barrow don't search people because of he's an opposition. You don't search people from his position because they're in opposition. We know that even the government, there's an opposition. There are a lot of oppositions, but you don't care. What you care is, government is a government. So democracy, anywhere you want to support, any political party you want to support, you can support. But in terms of national development plan, let's join together. Either you are this or this, let's join together and fight for the nation, because this country belongs to us and no one will develop this country. Only the governments will develop this country. This is what he always said. So that's why he's a very good leader, and definitely we like him to stay for so many years.
heure bu ñu la xañee sa àq rek ñàkk nga lépp te Adama jox nañu suñu gëdd jox na suñu àq lu ñu neex mën nañ ko wax li ñàkkoon démb li ñu ci gën a métti nag mooy ñàkk sa kàddu amul doomi Gambia bu amoon démb kàddu amul benn doomi Gambia démb bu amoon boppam amutoon tey nag ñëpp moom sa bopp
nga mira kunu ka jakale baki bi wato pour ka diamu banku ka kolata bari bi molu ka president on neng bara font lo kama kantul yamri menna politicien ol nimbende dawda ka fu ñol ko ali nga sabari hanni meñen nan ko moy du kala nga sabari nga tamba mari ni man ko le ko mo fole because alo ko mo ko nga so ko man ko ni sulo bam lol be hawla ni aje ban na nyaata ako ni nga nendiri ka moy ngatuje because president ngo asono yata fammaji akuluta daji kata bu ko mo barandi o soto man ya baloko namuna ñom preso jenna baloko birim balota fabi namna ñom preso woto Adam Barrow ala la dakam ya ala dankam mo bu ko bayno ala fongo ya dakam anu ale mo da fon kam be karati
so ay bala fa soto molé anda ka keno molé sako nakere president di wala na biye abe men ci kan nonte aba keno kan
wa yalla mako jox place bi ta place bobu Gambien ci yef nañ gis ne seen njëriñ mo ca nekk ndax bimu toogee indi na jàmm te jàmm kenn mën ko jënd jàmm ji mooy kenn dootu dugg di fi ne xalaat ku la jël si kenn du jot dugg di gis ku la not la jël sa alal amutut lu la neex nga wax te kenn dara su fekk ñu ngi nak gërëm Gambien ci yëpp di wax ne nañ gis ne Gambia moo ñu ñor nañ jàppale Adama mu mën a dem fi mu bëgg a dem Gambia mën a soppeeku
sansantol be damen tol en fan sotol alhamdulillah rabbil alamin isa faadiye ite butel isa faadiye ite soronna isa faadiye itne kandetela i dawda diate taje julutela baroto mo ni afo ni ba fole ka keten ni ma keten do se mute tonte fay moto ko ne ite jela ko tak sinan tol kana taw mala
barinde ani na masakunda ndel mammo bo nyoto Gambia bele kanyandel e mu Adama Barrow ba e manki Adama Barrow ba e sonta ba e balanda ba bin delon Gambia president di anu Gambia mo bele president woto mbeto go kala Gambia bele
olla Gambia nabe
surtout elar armialo kam ko tebe wolle do ko wala
elar armandra ko don o ko le donande
ani nga samarota
munye
nga ñoo fasa
ballondiren
nga ñoo kan
jitondiren
nga kayro sabatindi
tabintine jamme leydi ni
nga ten ko sabatindi
tabintine jamme leydi ni
ku kana ku ya moy fay kayro ninta ya mam ya kayro ninta ya tanoke
ala ko metta sama leydi ni ha ambiya adina do jam gadda bone wada waddo
dukare ani nga kayro sabatindi
ko fono wi enen fo batte jume wadu
nga
tabintine jamme leydi amen
nga kayro duwa Adam Barrow na la man sakundaye
o be ñaaken Allah jam president Barrow e lamulum
kadu ñaabe wala bi
ko on men ji on men kebi ham
be wala jamano to de
ko jamano makko men boni
to al nga duwa kayro e
ben ñaago en Allah men keba jam
fan lañ baxé ko ci li nga xamne mo passé ci nguur gi passé ak nguur gi tew tay su nekké ñu ngi dem xam nañ buñ demul xam nañ da aduna ñaar rek mo fi nekk ben nga yok wala nga delu gannaaw so yokko da nga xam bo delu gannaaw da nga xam way ñun Gambien ci képp ku am xel nangu na Gambia mu ngi dem ci kanam ndax am jamm amna yokkute amna développement bi nga xam ne fi tol ñu ko doon sentu ci momit mu ngi ko andi
ndabe Gambia nol yamar la men president Chendo to nyatu nya niasu do nyana bulu mutalale para do ko leken bari ntol la Gambia jang akolata baake politiko kolata Gambia baake bari man politiko no nte man sa sita nyi man sa siran kanko ala ya tara tombo katu man sa tala ko kaso ngala la nyuna la ko fardal biri Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala mo tombo nyi man sa kuna ko ni ko atele mu president de ndaka bolo ndaba ko da opposition katu opposition ni yajibe ala so cholam katu ala la nyuna bala dawala ala dun kala la nyuna ko ni balanta ma ko kafeta ma mo alquran wonde ala lañu no balantama ka fiyata oto ndem metan la Gambia no la wala muti ko n'importe ko nata mo moy lafta damen to le bita wala wonda kasede bar nin tada jina sam pour ka banko yirwan do kan ben ka fanya banko yirwan ni man kafu banko la yirwama oto eta banko di ya pour ka ke banko din cendara banko la anu kela banko kanu abe limani alko presama même ma si fatam fan so soto aboka mo jibe ka foko ngakari bayla at nama sakunda ko na tenye mo mem boko to jibe oto Gambia no beñe na ka flo nyamala nga bulu muta pour nga ala yirwa do ko ken
mbese ko wulinde ne men ko jimere ye ko wule santo gibe adam boro jibe yalon ko masalamu anatan to abe sambo bentol musol nindingol oton sa adam baro mutabi ngamuta sama ngamuta sinindi nganna sama mbi kata adama amanna kunkilin nafa anata duniya ali anatan tolle sakabe kun tolle en kiya kadu fa fasanyang me aka minister ta bota sato lokon la mini kiya ma bota ni sato lokon oton tolle ya be sota adam baro tolle ni sato kay ngabe sota adam baro bul nanyim banko oton tolle ma meki no adam baro oto mamero ko bentol
réew mi du mëna dem mukk bu taw ñun ñu and bokk ndey bokk ba gis ne Gambia mo ñu ñor te li firndel bi moy ne liggéey bi du mëna dem mukk te ñun ñëpp bokk jox ko loxo jappalé ko ci lim bëgg def ñenti at la fi amagum duggu ci juroom ngay duggu ci juroomi atam bi mo yi nga xamne mom la fi signalagum dafa doy sëkk ñu koy toñ nak dafa ne daf mu ngi tek de dem tek de way kon mu ngi teggi tay ndax bu ko sélo ñu mu ngi tek de dem wa defu dara tay mu ngi teggi bi daaw la ko tegon ren mu ngi koy teggi kon loolu wirdel la bo xamne la war gëm nañ ne man bala dewe nit ñu tegon ren da ko teggiat te loolu yaakar bo xamne la ñun ñëpp war nañ ci gis suñu bop buñ duggé Gambia war nañ ci mëna jappalé ko ñaanal ko yalla dimbalé ko mi betam egg
former regime he started his development from Kombo N but Barrow said no Kombo is now developed but I look to support more but let me start from the provinces because they are suffering a lot from electricity and the road network. That's why he started from Basse, is coming towards our area, region, towards our lower region to Kombo, both North Bank and South Bank.
Okay, même vous Gambia ko lew ñing ko manké ku dimé lan ko mu ku fil ñu lati ñi mu ci na ba do quality mbele ñabala bi mu bëgg mo né non bi so yena mbé def ñola na banko doku adu nga minje bi même banko doku la bi wala mu adam baroti bi aba kan ndo aba che kan fana ando aba anabi tale fana ando ndol fana ba afe mba puska na drone ka jogo ay même fu mo le drone asiwoke oto mo le lan tol fana na ngi yamaro la yelan na comme nga même fo bi ko ninga ko mo fo ke ala ka jogo ala ka tinna ko ka jele so don de dun la ko me alan ko aske mo Gambia ko le mantura kodi kaydo dam mambe se wala dam malakan ado adam mo kaydo mo leti
oto adam baro a joran tentol bulo ntol be duwala adoro fo ala talla ma so sa so simani kata kenda sira men babul 2021 wolun nambe dendi ko duna adam baro la ba na ko kiyam forolti wonna te bayla abada ntol la mo kuyna la tamba jenon te kepinin kapa massa sansa
te dina la wax ne bala 21 lepp deug dina fe te ñep dañ and ak mom ndax li tax lim oté beud yang ko teggu beut xoli ñu bañ ñu ko teg ba nangu nañ kon bu yagge deug dina am ndedi ki wax soxla dang koy nax do ko forcer da ngay naxante ak mom ci li nga xamne moy deug won ko fi nga wara jëm buñ xamé fi nga jëm mañal amul ñaka la xamu am ñaka xamante ma fi am dafa am genn gor go bu la xamne mu ne man de bañu ma dañ ma xamul way adama bañ ko du yomb ndax li da bañ ko du yomb moy gisuma kenn ko xamne man nga wax ne li la ma adama def wala adama li la ma wax wala adama li la ma xagn amul ko ko mëna wax
dunya ko bem interest let so interest moment wala mu la nafat so ngabla ne nafa no ma yena ifane nafa sudo kambe nafa sudo kanyame kambe nafa sudo kanyame wala mu kambe la karot sama ni wonda kana ke mari bul problem wala di so ni ko nga together ngabula man sanoma ngata
tribal politics nga stop amam banko febo amam dula soto amam kona soto amam bunda soto asimabo no dameng because our national identity card among any tribe le mention je Gambian I will mention
adam barode ndol ma kay maajo fol a julo du na bari mbaajo la 2021 sene ngamen kay o mo do mande ngolti ngamen kay o mo samploti bari bina ba karo men boy la 2021 na ndol la carton no motata mo ya manam bo tawota ray parce que ma am ndol man ku kay nga ate julo dun tolla abanda jam fana mo kiyennati mbaajo la sene
Odo President Adama Barrow
dan His Excellency President Adama Barrow
sema fo kiyankoli
ko an halande kiyannabe
ay alu kanule
o yidi on
ay karole kanyale
te o yidani on jam
woto nim maye kayro kanwe
kala idani ma jam
ay kayro sambe yenan
o addani ma jam
isa ala tentu
jetta Allah
isa sabi nyama tan tentu
jetta sabu di modi modra on sabu modo
beñu fala musole ko fengo fembo Gambia musota hana make birin koy na fokato mobe fan bata nga Adam Barrow bambali kato Adam ay musola nyantole abe ko do dina nga do kunde nga dingol la karambojo nga sama sa dedaji amara ko man tambe wala Gambia kono de mobe ka wala nyen hanni aje kabo je kata tubabu do nga mere kela dimbala samale nyen oto Adam Barrow ay kunyon tan wala kentole Gambia kono
say mobe mbondi wokono fo nga tendu nga je be duwala fo ansa sam fo 2021 ni ko biu ay ga Barrow da maje
oto president Barrow la masakunda kono wallahi mo tilindol be jele andi ba mako kana pour kaje ko nga namo be kafnya nga banko yiwandal nyin kama ka biru wanat la nun ta fale namo la Barrow kono anu mboka compromise moy wal anu mboka num moy wal be barka Barrow fale never Barrow mun na Barrow because Gambia la Barrow le mu anda la fita nyin nak pour ka banko do anda bakan
nene nga faale no mol ko politique dia molom ka fo kiankol alfota fen na sanji tool tan lolu kono
kala on nyati ndel du tapale toy
alfota fen na sanji tan lolu kono
kala on nyati ndel du tapale toy
alba be sur le président Barrow la man sakunda kon nyin do ko men kada finin ko lon du no man na folo
For high quality fuel, right quantity.
baadiŋolu ñimu kankularol ti ka bonan Gambia Revenue Authority GRA wala mansa kunda la bundati min ka namu kanuŋo ke ko be jamamol be kala mutandi la ko ka risito di anin invoice solu e kule mi yalon ko a ñantale pour min yalon ko wolle la e safaro safeta pour ñim vat bunda la mimo namu kanin bunda ñinte ibal hakilo bulandi la ko e vat loi bunda mi yalon ko wole lota Gambia kono jang 2012 sango ñing kono e fengo fendi mi yalon ko wole mu sototi pour mole min yalon ko wolle ka supplyo ke wole mu ka masandiso lu wafi molma walla ka do ko ke mole e watila mi yalon ko e mole a kanin ibulu e nyantale ka vadla invoice wole mu wo kayto ila do ko walla masandiso damu minti nyanta wo lankene male ye risito fanandi amarila wo kango kan GRA e be mol be hakilo bulandi la min yalon ko wolle ka masandiso sang walla ka mol bula do kola ado nyanta ke jo e se risito mute bulu e ka bo supply lal bulu mi yalon ko le mu e molti minu mu safar lati walla julolo pour nyin kamala ka danken ko ila namo nyin ye wo jole a nyama ka sujundi nin vat bundala min yalon ko wolle safeta nyimbe jiare bunda nyim makoy la bakele pour namo mi yalon ko wole ka censu mol bulo nyin kono isaje ko wo kodo nyin ani mananko ni namo be dunta man sakundala aran keso nyinto katu ko won namo nyin ikamin bajo nyokan wolle kay yelema ka depasiro ke man sakundala yirwa programme la banko nyin kan woto alalla namo jo a watola pour banko la yirwando
ote Peter House moom Adama Barrow di force bi nga xam ne moom la jënd moom la lañ ci parti moom la registre parti bi di wax ak mimiti mi nga xam ne moom la yaakaar na ñoo ko war a jàppale li mu leen njëkk a wax mooy respecté amul kenn koo xam ne nekk nga doomi NPP ku war a jël wax ju ñaaw di ko teg nit kooku sa président Adama Barrow santul la ko nañ am yar nañ joxante cër nit ñi xam ne Gambie ñoo ko bokk bu ñu politique yàqal ak kenn ci diggante ak morom ko loolu NPP ñoom moom loolu bépp koo xam nekk nga doomi NPP Adama Barrow jox na la message bu sa bo nopp bi.
He is the president. We want to develop all the country if he can. Either you support or you don't, because he is serving the whole community. So that's why we definitely benefit from his electricity. So that's why when the electricity is announced, we converge together to support NPP. Because if you go to this gas power system, even the oppositions, they bought gas power and they are benefited from this project and they are oppositions. But if at all is Jambi, they will say no, only APRC will benefit. But Barrow said no. Everybody in Saudi is equal to him because he is the head of all the people. Never mind, you are APRC, you are NDP, you are UDP, no, he don't care. He said he will benefit the whole country, and this is exactly what he's doing.
The particular Secretary General, Menkeda His Excellency President Adama Cairo, Hino Balafa Baroti, Wolung, and Mun Kontan Lebinala, and Nabe Parela, Prukamune di Parti Militant Sola, Ninkamala Kumbakanto, Ke Pripiandi, is Sondomolto, Ninkamala Dunola Banko Kanyadile, and Yantadu Kokela Nyadile, Wolun Yanta Yamaro Jama Sotla Bulokono, Muyala Walamala Miroti, and Alafta Patio Tama Wanyama. So wotoko me men expect kan woluna abekala fenete mu yalon ko sembo bo war la bakala
ni yalon ka je Gambia dundi aninga Gambia long man kiliyade so ka doje ay Gambia dundi bala stede dula kin don data move la kala dula ama Gambia long ba adama ay Gambia lonne ay Gambia la al halo lonne ay mol lonne ay protocol lonne wala na ay menke ay promise mo na don aba yel ko ay wudu bulokon
ñu ngi bàyyi xel suñu liitas bi nga xam ne moom jàmm lay dox te jàmm ci la lijjanteku te gis na jàmm moo am ñu ngi ko saaga mu mën a tontuwul ñu ngi ko xas mu mën a tontuwul mu ngi noppi te am na doole am na gannaaw te am na di sonne bu ko jëloon def ko lu mu bëgg na ko mën a ko def waaye dafa gis ne Gambien ñoo ko yor ñoo ko ñor te Gambien ci ñoo ko tànn jiital ko te Gambien ci ëllëg ñoom daal liggéeyal ñu gën a mën a kon na leen jox dal liggéey ak ñoom si xelam ba fet ak yërmandeem ba gis na ñëpp dinañ nangu
ni mbiya na ke président de bi nkamem be kumbo kunun ay wolonne anyi narum fana nga kumbo ay so a sembo bala anu bala alman sayato alongo bala a contacto babulo kono pour ka yinke o man to surprise ndeko man to surprise ko so ngal mo mo sifal mo adamati na me 22 years na protocol kono même man kay ñi MPP political fund so na no political party do kono so ngal mo sifal mo aka ki ñami alhamdulillah rabbil alamin na wolonne
pati o ñim manke pati ndinti andun kaketa pati la fanante mu yalon Gambia be le wurta ñola abe ya kanu oto ko Gambia be denta ko men na be ya kanu ni ko wole lungu men na ñum kullio men dingna kullila Gambia be dingna mu NPPT wolung amunta Gambia be prepare la kamale andun wo kafo ñing fay ke fenti mu yalon ko alfale dun ñokam nga kol ñil stodi nga kol ñil jube ñing kamala ko naketa wolungna abe successful no la nyamen na pour Gambia no le alfal fanal bo ko jubela ni wato sita tumado na jannin January na diata alay ko nyim bebe ko la nyotole mo be balon na luñ jumalam patio ñi ñantal lonc la
auto président Barrow a ñong te président lo kono mi alon ko bi Gambia na ka soto auto fanga tentu nga jey nga faye ko njaram abi do ko menna lafita ñi nakombe Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala danna fola sa mako ka bulumuta ala do ko la fa lafita banko la yiwa dama afreje andu alama ala sutura a tanka aso simal ani jati kenda an harje firon
bari hani sain ku yankol ci dandaral kirinsi o faali
o adoni kiyannabe o wala goto
kunun
hanki
ni oppositional be siso konkon na kunun
opposition be ndako bende moy
wala sanji mo wan ni fula
be biya dumi no basedi
nga fo kiyang
ko kiyang biya
bari nga kelo ke fo kelo timmata
on hadi ha ay o timmi
woto kiyankol kelo bantale say
ben kiyannabe ay
kelo bantale de ale man sakunda men sindi wo man sakunda wala be dogo ke kale bi wala kura manati ale bi
NAWEC is on track. I'm not sure about the other sectors, but for the energy sector, we are on track on the NDP. In 2017, when the new government came in, we only had about 45 megawatts available capacity in terms of generation. But as we speak today, that has been doubled. That has been doubled already. We can say for certain that we are on the right track. We have improved the generation capacity. We have extended power to a number of communities that were never served before since independence or since the birth of this nation. So I can say for certain that for the energy sector, we are on track on the NDP.
There are many places just like Kiang. They are trying the same thing. It is going to be another challenge for us to see that the other part of the country to try and do the same thing for them. And then for sure, as far as Omvg Project, the power station is in LRR, I expect that after 2021, the rest of the country will have light.
Well, we have a bigger role to play because the government is just going to provide us with the funding, but we are the implementing agency. We are collaborating with government, and I can assure you that the funding has already been secured. The rest of Kiang, from Quinala, linking to Tonya Taba, which is also in Kiang, or in Jara, because that's where the line stopped from the Jara end. So we will link that line to where we also stop at Quinala to make sure communities along the highway and other communities that are within the Kiang West and Kiang Central are not yet electrified, even though we have the network within those areas. Some of those communities are going to be electrified as well. However, that will be considered as the second phase of this electricity expansion project. Remaining communities that are not covered in the second phase of the electricity expansion project will be covered by this ECOWAS regional project, which we are very optimistic that most of the large communities and even the smaller ones will also be taken care of under this project. We are very optimistic that will happen. The Omvg project is a regional project covering the Gambia, Senegal, Guinea-Bissau, and Guinea-Conakry. It is currently being managed by the Omvg Secretariat, that's the High Commission based in Dakar. They are responsible for the implementation of the project. We are beneficiary utilities. So they'll be providing us energy from Guinea, and which we are going to buy. But for the transmission line, that's a contribution from all the member countries. And we are also jointly, we have joint ownership of the transmission lines. So Gambia is having 2 substations, one in Jarasoma and one in Brikama. So both substations, the works there are at an advanced stage, would be ready by the end of 2021. That is the worst case scenario, but we are hoping that before the end of 2021, both substations are going to be ready and commissioned. The generation depends on also the demand. Currently, we don't have that demand, and we don't expect to have a 250 megawatts capacity demand by 2021. We might have it available, but the demand might not be there because we have not electrified a number of communities that would really require that capacity that we are talking about by 2021. Because we don't want to also tie our hands by just building or importing more power when actually you don't have the demand to utilize that demand, that capacity. So basically, 2021 we might have it available, but the demand might not be up to 225 because as we speak, even within the GBA where we have the highest load, profile, it's about 75, between 72, 75 megawatts at peak load. So that means we don't anticipate a rapid increase to double that capacity, for example, by next year. NAWEC is growing, a lot is happening. Probably we need to do a little bit of more sensitization and communicate more to the public to know that a lot is happening that is not being communicated to them. And there are high hopes going forward because we have a number of projects. We have more than over $200 million funded projects in the country. Believe it or not, we should be able to have universal coverage